With the recent premiere of the live action of How to Train Your Dragon, it's now time to talk about the 3 villains of the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, from worst to best. Rest assured, this video does not contain spoilers of the live action of How to Train Your Dragon, but indeed, I did not include 4 villains even though we have 4 movies of the franchise, because Red Death is basically the same character in the animated version as in the live action. They just changed the design and the colors of the character a little, but it's the same. And we are also only going to talk about the villains from the movies. We are not going to include the series of How to Train Your Dragon here. But well, we start with 3rd place, which is held by Red Death, and it is that. Basically, this villain is like a supernatural force. Well, yes, I know it is a dragon, not like a spirit, but even so, the first How to Train Your Dragon movie isn't so much about the villain. It's not like Red Death matters a lot. Red Death only matters for the final battle of the movie, but for the rest, it's not like it's very important in developing the protagonists much. No, they do that separately. It's very impressive to see because it's huge. And if you think about how Toothless and the Vikings, but as such, as a villain, well, no, I'm not very convinced. But the final battle of Toothless with Red Death is really cool. Now let's go to 2nd place, which Grimmel holds, the villain from How to Train Your Dragon 3. Here there's a big jump in quality because Grimmel in the 1st place, well, yes, they are characters given a lot of importance in the movie. They are not like Red Death, who is just there to advance the plot. But well, I like Grimmel because he is basically what would have happened, as DeBlois, the director, has said, which is basically what would have happened if Hiccup had killed Toothless. It's like an evil Hiccup. So in that sense, I like it because it is literally an older Hiccup if he had been bad. And I also like his pack of Deathgrippers or dragons, those deadly claws, but still he doesn't reach the 1st place because even if they present him as if he were the greatest threat in the history of this franchise, and as I already said, the fact that he is like an evil Hiccup is cool. Aside from that, they defeat him and his death is a very pathetic way to say goodbye to this villain. So yes, even though they present him very well, he doesn't end up being the best villain of all, although he is still a good villain. But well, now let's go with 1st place, which goes to Drago Bludvist. He is the best villain in all of How to Train Your Dragon, as he has it all. If you liked Red Death, Drago's Alpha or Bewilderbeast is basically a Red Death. Yes, they are not the same type of dragon, but if you like the concept of Red Death, here it is very similar. But in How to Train Your Dragon, we not only have Bewilderbeast as the villain, no, I mean that's just something secondary. Drago is the real villain, and I like that because, as I say, if it had only been Bestia, it would have been very much like Red Death, which is not really a villain, just like a threat that moves the plot forward. But here Drago truly is a villain, since, as I say, he achieved his goal because he even killed Stoic, something that neither Grimmel nor Red Death did, having real consequences in sight. Besides this concept of which makes the dragons obey him thanks to the fear caused by Bestia, it's like wow, because Drago is also very much like Grimmel. That's why I say that as a villain he is the best of both worlds, because he's like Grimmel in terms of which is like an evil Hiccup. Not so much like Hiccup as Grimmel, but that's more or less the concept, and it's also like the Red Death, the Bewilderbeast. That's why Drago is the best villain this franchise has had, as he is not only the most imposing with the best story, combining the best elements of the other villains and all that, but he also killed Stoic. So as I said, it did have consequences for the franchise. But well guys, at the end of the day, this is just my ranking, it's my opinion. As I say, Grimmel and Drago seem like good villains to me. Red Death, honestly, I don't like much, but it wasn't designed to be a major villain character, but anyway.